Well, it's time. For what? I have no idea. It's just time. Time to go live on this wonderful Tuesday night outside of Anchorage, Alaska. And hopefully we're live. Because I should double check. Because, I'm self producing this whole show. Yep, we're good. Just that quick. Let's jump on there real quick. Check it out. Notice that my Rumble, I don't know. I got to figure out how when I set up these streams, they don't always change to the right titles, it seems, on some of the channels. So figure out how to do that manually, I guess. But anyway, here we are. We are a day out, 2 days out now from the big verdict in the Karen Reed case. Still shockwaves going around the legal atmosphere on everything. I'm gonna wonder how that sounds because I have my air conditioner on. See what that's sounding like. Oh yeah, nope, it sounds like feedback. All right, guess we're gonna get hot. So we'll shut that off. Shut that off so we don't have the background feedbacky sound because it's got a really high pitched squeal. And I could try and just, work that out of the thing, but we'll figure it out a different way. So yeah, so we're 2 days out from the big verdict. Nobody seems to know what the heck's going on. As you can see, there is still a bunch of people broadcasting a bunch of crap. So let's take a look here. Take a look first at Mr. Frank Phillips. Now, who is Frank Phillips, you say? Well, let's take a peek. Who is Mr. Frank Phillips? Mr. Frank Phillips is a former State House bureau chief for the Boston Globe. Now, does that mean he still works for the Boston Globe or he's retired from the Boston Globe? I'm not sure. Probably retired. He looks retired. Not that I don't look retired. I'm not. But anyway. So, from a good source with contacts in Norfolk County courts, Karen Reed dodged a bullet. She dodged a bullet, folks. That bullet was dodged because the 12-member jury, there were only 2 holdouts. Dodged a bullet by 2 holdouts. The 12-member jury was deadlocked 10-2 to convict, 2 to acquit. Good news for DA Mike Morris if he wants to try the case. So this guy got this tip from Goober Grant. And who knows where it came from, because so Grant posts that thing and then it gets kicked around everywhere. And supposedly, he's a legitimate source. I'm a legitimate journalist. So Grant posts that thing and then it turn that off. Yeah, Mr. Grant is a legitimate journalist. I'm a journalist. Let's see. I still have that Ralph Wiggum. I'm a journalism. I think I do. Actually, I think I still do have that picture. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that picture. It was one of my favorites. I had started saving a whole bunch of pictures for just this crap. Let's see. Pictures. There he is. There's Grant. Oh man. Yes. I think I think I have a project coming up. Mm-hmm. Think I have a project coming up. So what about that picture of Mr. Goofball like kissing his own hand superimposed right there over Ralph? Yes. I think we have a project. I think we have a Photoshop project that we're going to have to come up with. I do. Yeah, there's your journalism. I'm a journalism. Yes, you are, Grant. So Granty posts this thing and then it gets kicked all around the world. Let's see, where's my there we go. So it gets kicked off. Mr. Frank Phillips, the Boston Globe reporter, who's another I'm a journalism. He repeats it. Repeats that it was 10-2 to convict, with just ridiculous. So more signs. My reply was more signs of the Massachusetts brain rot. I do feel bad for these folks, or I feel bad for these folks, but they dawdle through life not knowing how stupid they actually are. I mean, these people think that they're brilliant. They think that they're, average or above average intelligence, but there is issues in Massachusetts. There are issues in that place. There are issues in Norfolk County and quite possibly the rest of the state, because my goodness, you got some messed up people there. So then we have another report that just go home and not sure what that is. Let's switch this off again here. Get me up there. Yay. So then we get another report that instead of 10-2, it's 6-6. And nobody really knows where that report came from either. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, where's my bookmarks? I don't know if I bookmarked it or not. Let's see. Yeah, nope, I don't think I have. So yeah, so we get another source that comes out today that says, oh, it was, they had disregarded the second-degree murder charge, but then they went full on 6-6. Hello, Margaret. I'm catching up now. Howdy, welcome. So yeah, so now if I get the and read 6-6, does that pull up anything? I should have bookmarked it earlier when I had that. And it should have been an outright acquittal. I don't know how you get the 6-6. But then you get, people say, oh, well, they completely disregarded the second degree murder charge, but they were locked up on the other ones. It's like, well, okay. You would think if that was the case, then they would have posted that or put that on their jury form, or inform the court that they were finding her not guilty of the main charge. That would have been nice to know, I'm sure. And then oh right, no. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, you bring up a great point. Proctor cannot be the only one to go down on this because he was texting with Yuri or yeah, with Buchanan, and he was texting with Tully, and they were liking and laughing at his text, and we didn't, we really only caught the text that he sent. We didn't catch the replies, did we? We caught some of the replies from his friends, but we never actually got any of the replies, if there were any, from Yuri, from Tully, from those guys, right? We never got that. And you're right. If the multiple the Sallyport video, the freaking Sallyport video that's mirrored, and to come out and say, well, when you look at yourself in the mirror, that's, you're seeing your face, it's just mirrored. Are you freaking kidding me? So they are going to I think it was attorney Devereaux, I guess his name, that said tonight that, what they'll do is, the status hearing on the 22nd, they'll come out. Oh yeah, Tully was on there. I no doubt they got everything. They just, they had to pick and choose what they released in court and what Bev would let him have. I'll let him have that. Oh good, it just drove me crazy. I'll let them have that. Yes, they can have that. Like, yeah. Don't even get me started on Bev. All the dogs, they're all not on camera. What is up with that? They're not camera shy, I can tell you that, but all seem to be laying in the living room, I think. But yeah, no, the lies, so they're really going to have a hard time retrying this case. So what they're going to do is they'll come out on the status hearing on the 22nd. Yeah, 3 hung jury Bev. Yes, they'll come out at the status hearing. They'll probably try and get another trial date. They'll probably actually set I'm not sure what the next step would be, because at the 22nd, I think it's the 22nd, is a status hearing, right? And so I don't know if they set another trial date immediately, or do they set another conference, or if they do set another trial date, would that be then you'd have motions. I know you're going to have some different motions, right? You're not going to get away with not having motions after this, with, trying to exclude some of the testimony that came in, try and, both sides are going to have motions that they're going to file, and maybe some appeals even after they rule on some of those motions. So, who knows? But I mean, God, that's the really screwed up thing, is now this case gets drug on for how much longer we don't know, right? And they get to hold somebody, I'd seen a post, somebody said to hold the sword of Damocles over her head for however long it's going to take before they decide, and then they'll come out on a Friday at 4:55 in the afternoon right before a holiday weekend and say the Commonwealth has decided not to retry this case, and it'll be, they'll try and make it as just as obsolete or as small a message as they can. They'll just try and do it with as little fanfare as possible. They won't, they'll have like a 1 or 2 line sentence. That's that's politics right there. Is just, if you got really bad news, you're going to release it on a Friday. And if you can release it on a Friday at 4:55 p.m., right when everybody's going to the weekend. And if it's a holiday weekend, even better, because, by Monday, the news cycle has changed and your big news has gotten blasted by, whatever else. So I don't know. It's going to be crazy. And I mean, I feel everybody in this situation because, especially Karen, because it's obviously she didn't do this. And instead of going home and celebrating a victory, which it should have been, she gets to now plan to see what they're going to do to her. And I just realized I forgot to do something. I got to step away for just a moment. I'll be right back. I promise. I'm not going very far. We're back. See, it didn't take long. So yeah, so you get this what are they going to do? And then we get the news on Proctor, and then we get news today that, well, he's moved to a different unit, and then but he's still got a hearing. So there's going to be news coming out from this thing, and you hope, you just hope that the DOJ, which I don't have much faith in the federal government myself, you really just hope though that they're going to do the right thing and keep investigating this and figure out what the heck happened, because I mean, yeah, the injuries he sustained were not caused by a motor vehicle strike. They just weren't. They weren't. I mean, you don't hit somebody with a motor vehicle and they have no injuries below their face. And even this was something that really struck me was, some of the anti-Karen folks were saying, oh, he had um injuries to his stomach and his pancreas, and he had injuries to his ribs. Right. So we heard that. So he had other injuries. Okay. So this is going to come out in trial. Maybe there's something we missed. Maybe there's something that didn't come out in the pre-trial that we're going to hear. And then it came out that the injuries to his stomach and his pancreas were hypothermically related, and the injuries to his ribs were CPR related. So there were no injuries at all to confirm that he had gotten hit by a car. So yeah, but yeah, no, they intend to retry the case. So, and that language is important too, because they intend to, not that they're going to, not that they've decided to, they intend to. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Oh, is there actually a chase going on in LA? Man, LA is like the car chase capital of the world. See here, I don't know if you know this guy, Smoke and Scan. He's pretty entertaining. He likes to follow police chases and stuff. Seems like he's got a live police chase right now. They're chasing a van. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
We'd be all right.
Chasing like now. A 15 passenger bus is being running from the cops. Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. All right, let's see if we can find this on like one of the LA stations or something. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're live. We get it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, it's a stolen hospital van.
This is not a road, Fulton Avenue. This is not a road that you want to be going more than 50 miles an hour down as we fly through this intersection. Victory in Fulton, now eastbound Victory.
A stolen hospital van.
That we're seeing through
stolen
these
hospital
quiet
15 passenger van.
Very dangerous and very unusual.
Is being chased.
Times like these, we wonder what the motive is, what this person's thinking, what their reasoning is for driving like this.
Oh
whether it's just trying to get away or just trying to enjoy their last few minutes of freedom.
These helicopter pilots really amaze me because
2 units that are right behind this pursuit. Other units are trying their best to catch up.
Have to coordinate their, their altitude and where they're chasing each other. And that's my meeting reminder that I'm not going to have tonight. So yeah, so these
vicinity.
They all have to coordinate this,
on one of the major streets. But it
is
like,
so amazing to think that you're because there's multiple stations that are out
running
there
through that stop sign
right now. Let's see how many stations are out there
now. Southbound again
right now. I bet you. So this is ABC 7.
Ethel. Oxnard will be the next
and then
cross.
You've got
the next major cross.
KTLA.
We have more LAPD units, a number of LAPD units joining the pursuit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units I see now.
All right, so KTLA is live. So they're flying. Yeah. No, they're fun to watch. I mean, this guy's
Ethel and Oxnard running that red light, continuing eastbound.
Dang.
That one driver trying to pull over. He gets over.
That's crazy.
The bus continues. Something about this driver and curbs. The driver seems to love hugging the curbs. We've seen him hopping multiple curbs.
Well, he's coming up on some traffic.
Squeezing by on that right side, hopping that curb, just like we were just saying.
Wow, a 15-passenger van.
LA Valley College right in the vicinity here.
Okay, so KTLA is alive.
There's too many people there at this moment.
Let's see who else is live. So you got at least 2 news helicopters flying over this scene.
There is some traffic there.
Okay,
at the
ABC 7. KTLA is
and Burbank Boulevard. We'll see what the driver does when he gets to that intersection.
Is that KTLA? Is that like CBS or anything? But now you got NBC Los Angeles. Police chasing stolen hospital transport bus.
Right turn on Burbank Boulevard, heading westbound now, passing LA Valley College.
They live right now. Let's see.
Possibly jumping the median. No, I'm not sure if there was a median there, but definitely making a U-turn. And might have sideswiped that vehicle there. Now traveling southbound on one of the side streets there, and back onto Coldwater Canyon. Continuing southbound on Coldwater Canyon.
Oh my goodness.
Coldwater eventually connects with the 101 freeway. If that's
most of the time they don't get it, especially guys like this in this kind of thing.
Flying through
in a stolen hospital van, they're not getting away. They're not going to let them go.
Up next
Sometimes
is
they do
Magnolia.
though. Sometimes
We'll
they get away. They either get lost in
It looks like they have a
like
green,
if you go downtown
so
LA, they'll a lot of times they'll let you go.
And we're swerving
If you
to the
stay off
left,
the
almost cutting off
highway
some other traffic there and sideswiping some traffic on Magnolia. Now we're going
and
eastbound
stay
on
away
Magnolia.
from the troopers, the California Highway
Every
Patrol,
time you
and you
think
either
there's a
keep to
pattern
the
with this
local
pursuit so far,
LAPD
this
or
driver
you
does
know
something erratic and unusual.
whatever
that
PD
makes you second
around
guess.
there. You'll usually get you know, they can't be as aggressive, right? LAPD and the surrounding community PDs, LA County
We're
Sheriff's
flying down
Department,
Magnolia
they
Boulevard,
cannot be
back
as
eventually towards the 170.
as aggressive.
And just as I say that, we're
They
making a right
can.
turn on Whitson.
I can't believe
Southbound on
somebody's
Whitson now.
running from the cops in a 15-passenger fan. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is nuts. Oh, wait, shoot. I
Whitsett
don't
Avenue
even have it up.
southbound.
I'm
There's
sorry.
no entrance to the
I
101
might
from
want to put
Whitsett,
that up
but
there like that.
the driver could end up on Riverside Drive, which is a major east-west thoroughfare through the southern part of the San Fernando Valley.
Duh.
We're slowing, luckily, as we enter this intersection. He had a green there.
Watching
but he
me instead of the fun
almost
stuff. Sorry
chooses
about that. My
intentionally
goodness.
to cut off
The
traffic
heck was
and
I
then make
thinking?
a left turn there. Now eastbound on Riverside Drive.
Whoa. What was I thinking?
Down on Vantage Avenue, another very narrow residential street. Running through the stop signs, making a right turn on Blick Street. These are going to be very narrow streets. Trying to figure out if that's a dead end street. I don't think it is.
Now this guy's in
I
like
believe this
major.
driver will be able to get out, and there it is on St. Clair Avenue.
Oh
We
yeah.
can get back on Riverside there.
No,
and that's
absolutely.
What this driver is going to do. Now,
I mean, especially people like
Riverside
this that
Drive.
just they're completely out of control.
LAPD.
This is so out of control.
This one. I think that was a CHP unit as well. CHP has definitely been alerted to this because they don't know if this guy is going to get back on the freeway. He has been on the freeway before.
Yeah, no, people get injured in these things. There was a Tennessee police officer that I saw something on the other day that was
Riverside Drive, passing Whitsett. It's a couple apartment buildings
hit quite violently on a highway.
Get out of the way of those.
I'm not sure if he.
We'll be able to see
I did not see the what happened with him,
but traffic on Riverside Drive, almost all the way down to the Sherman Oaks area. It's a very quick thoroughfare for people to get past traffic on the 101. Approaching Coldwater Canyon.
Now I gotta find out.
And there's a red light. There's cross traffic. We'll see what this bus does as that cross traffic comes. It looks like he's just going to force his way through that intersection. And those other vehicles luckily try to stop. And it looks like we avoid a crash there at what could have been.
Okay, so it looks like he was hit,
really nasty. Continuing
injured, but he was
Drive,
not
now in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Officer Alan Resendez.
Copy.
He was hit.
It's sounding like
very, very hard trying to
surprise,
deploy spike strips out on a highway in the car.
The ground unit.
Just freaking nailed him. I mean, it was bad. I'm not even going to show it because it was that bad. It was really, really bad. But if you look it up,
crossing Riverside Drive,
East Ridge Police Department in Tennessee, Officer Resendez, Resendiz. He is fine. He is okay, recovering. He's probably recovering in the hospital, I'm sure.
So that the community is aware that there's a bus driving erratically.
But yeah, a 15-passenger bus stolen from a hospital.
You decide to pull the ground units off the pursuit and hope that the driver drives less erratically. And that's the decision that has been made right now.
All right, so they're pulling back.
LAPD is hoping that is the right
LAPD
decision.
is pulling back.
Now we're watching this vehicle This bus, once again, stolen from Children's Hospital. We believe this is a Children's Hospital bus.
Oh my goodness.
Making a right turn northbound on Woodman
Right.
Avenue from Riverside Drive.
Yeah.
And it does appear that the
good
driver
old
seems
dirty
to
Harry
be
Clint,
calming down
Clint
a little bit,
Eastwood.
driving a little less erratically. We see him hopping another
Bet you
curb
he's ditching.
there. That makes me wonder if this
gonna
is a
ditch.
person that
He's
has
gonna,
very little experience driving a vehicle of this size. You see a lot of curbs being hopped, a lot of things being very close to being sideswiped.
Well, he looked like maybe he was going to ditch it.
Right in the path of other traffic.
Thought about it.
So you have to wonder a couple of things: the mental state of this driver.
Oh man,
what their intentions are, and what experience they
especially
have
around construction areas,
like this, if any. Judging by what we know
you
about
get
this,
people
as we
out
continue northbound on Woodman,
working,
judging by what we
working
know,
on electric or working on street lights or working on whatever, and then you got to deal with weirdos like this.
Children's Hospital uses to
not only that, he stole it from a children's hospital. Really, dude?
Family of patients.
Really?
Judging by what we know in terms of that, it does make it seem like this is somebody with no connection to the hospital, possibly, and just stole the bus from the hospital and does not have any experience driving a bus like this. That's the impression that I get, just seeing what we've seen so far, the very erratic driving.
All right, so it looks like he's calmed down.
A bus like this as we continue northbound on Woodman Avenue, passing Chandler. And we're really seeing LAPD's decision to pull off on the ground work out exactly how they wanted it to.
It's like he has calmed down a little bit, but now, nope, he's going back to crazy.
And we saw that for a little bit, although now
he's picking it back up
now
again.
We're using that center median lane again, although it looks like he's actually using that for the purpose that it's there for, making a left turn westbound on Burbank Boulevard.
Well, at least he's using his blinker. Well, I know he's got the blinker stuck on.
Valley Glen. If we push in on the driver, you can see there he's an individual with a yellow shirt, I believe. We did see earlier.
It looks like he's got a yellow. I think he's got like a button-up collared shirt on.
Area.
Maybe.
And we're seeing that again.
Maybe not.
Using both lanes there on a part of Burbank
What's he going to do now? Is he going to turn again?
Continuing
nope,
through
he's just getting
the Hazleton intersection.
Ooh, that's getting a little close, buddy. Oh my gosh, you don't know how wide those things are, too. Oof. Oh man. Well, I wasn't expecting this tonight, but hey, we'll roll with it. He's actually using blinkers. Oh my goodness. Okay, now he's stuck in some traffic.
Bus driver using his
he's
signal
going around.
Which is something we didn't see earlier.
Even though the police have pulled back, he's still driving like an idiot. Oh yeah.
Still westbound Burbank Boulevard, now in the Sherman Oaks area.
That's my Vader boy right there. He's 14.
If we continue further down this way,
he's our old man now. Yep. He is
now in Van Nuys. This is the
Van Nuys
been a good
Boulevard.
boy. Burbank
He's a really good agility dog in his day.
A right turn there, so now
we had a lot of fun doing dog agility together. Did a few other things. Did some obedience stuff and some rally stuff.
And again, we're hugging that right shoulder.
We had a good time. Still have a good time. He's just a little slower than he used to be, for sure.
I do see one LAPD unit and another LAPD unit a good distance behind the bus.
Okay, so they're still keeping an eye on him.
They know where this guy is.
This is kind of crazy.
From the ground. We're now going southbound.
Okay, so now he's ditching.
Hatteras, and
he's
that
looking
LAPD
for somewhere to ditch.
Right behind him. We'll see if the behavior of this bus driver changes.
Yeah, now he's got the LAPD unit behind him, and he's gone down an alley. Is this
because we're technically in tracking mode? But of course, considering the size
a dead
of the
end?
vehicle and the danger that it may pose,
look at
that LAPD unit is going to keep a close eye on this bus, no matter what.
Power poles and everything right there.
even if they're technically in tracking mode. This alleyway does not continue all the way through to a street. He's going to need to make a left turn there. And we're basically in a shopping center parking lot.
Oh, my goodness. What you gonna do now,
Still
buddy?
near the
Up,
intersection
yep,
of
getting
Burbank
back out
Boulevard
on
and
the
Van Nuys
freaking.
Boulevard. Now back onto Tilden.
You were almost in the wrong spot.
This is going to be Burbank Boulevard. And we'll see what the driver does back at the Burbank Boulevard, Van Nuys Boulevard intersection. Making a right turn again and hopping the curb again. Getting right up close to that other oncoming traffic.
Oh, my goodness. That was close. That was so close. Ooh. This is crazy. I mean,
and now this
I've
LAPD
seen,
unit
you
has
know,
its lights and sirens back on now.
get them in work trucks and in regular cars. And
I believe the top of that LAPD car says 09, which would be a Van Nuys unit.
But a 15-passenger bus. It seems like he's the only one in the van. That's I haven't like heard any information that
division of LAPD
that there's anybody else in the
into their hands. This did start in Hollywood. It was a Hollywood division pursuit.
If there's anybody else in the bus,
division LAPD officers are taking this back into pursuit mode, continuing northbound on Van Nuys Boulevard.
I would think somebody would have at least. Oh, what's he gonna do?
Slowing through the intersection a little bit.
This is crazy. I mean,
passing Van Nuys City Hall. There's
how do you even get to the point where you're stealing
that I'm curious to see what this driver
15-passenger
as we
bus
go through those intersections.
What
I believe
in the
that was a
world,
green light there.
Man?
Another green light up ahead. Van
This
Nuys
is
Boulevard
wild.
and Pryor Street. And then Van Nuys Boulevard and Victory Boulevard. We've been on Victory Boulevard a lot in this pursuit, but we're just going to cross right through it. And keep
that's another thing
forward.
these guys do is they seem to like stay around in the same spot. They go in the same area. They, they stick to maybe places that they're familiar with. I'm not sure, but this guy is crazy.
Okay. Van Nuys Boulevard and Kittredge now, making a right turn on Kittredge.
It's like the NBC folks are actually
and it sounds like
ahead
now
a little
even the
bit.
Van Nuys Division LAPD officers have been told to stand down from this pursuit on the ground.
Let's see.
They will continue to track from the air, continuing eastbound on Kittredge.
Over there.
Back in these narrow residential streets. There's quite a few of these across the San Fernando Valley.
Let's get some NBC now. This is NBC's.
Oh yeah, next to a soccer field there.
Oh wow.
People out and about. So this is the type of thing that really is so concerning.
Oh yeah, you got people crossing the street. Thank goodness. I mean, he seems like he's 35 miles an hour now. He's picking it back up again.
Fields, so lots of people out and about. Making another gentle turn there. He's just on the other side of that tree, but he's going to reverse, it looks like.
No. Oh, I was hoping he wasn't turning around and going back by the soccer field. Don't
gonna keep going.
Take that in your hands there. My goodness.
Settings here.
Yeah.
Losing
yeah, me too.
Change the colors.
This is crazy.
For those of you who don't know, I'm also running the camera. So I'm running the camera and talking and trying not to lose this guy. So that looks a little better. Bose and Lennox here in Van Nuys.
Yeah, and then
thank you to our friends, the Discord guy.
Just knowing a little bit about cameras and stuff as the light changes. You get stuck in that in-between time where
I'll just pitch. We have our NBC4 newscast.
You're trying to keep the iris open to get as much light into it, but not get too much into it. As you can see, it gets a little darker and lighter.
And then we'll also have an update on today's homicide.
Yeah, it is 8:13 local time,
breaking news
7:13
for
local
weather,
time
of
where
course.
I am, and
Experiencing a little bit of a heat wave here in
11
California, for those of
back
who
where
are
you
not in
are,
our
it
area and
seems.
were wondering. And if you're a Spanish speaker, we have our sister station, Telemundo 52, with their 11 o'clock newscast as well. Speaking of which, I'm going to do just a quick report for our sister station in Spanish, and then we'll resume our coverage in English.
All right.
Buenas
Get a little
noches una vez
Spanish.
más desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Elian Moreno reportando sobre una persecución policíaca que se encuentra en el área de Van Nuys, en la calle Van Nuys, donde se junta con la calle Valerio. Esta es una persecución que empezó cerca del hospital de niños de Los Ángeles y continuó hacia el valle de San Fernando.
You know, because they're tracking this person. Like all the news stations are tracking him. LAPD's helicopters tracking him.
Ahora solo es el helicóptero
Going out for the big wide shot.
Estaba manejando de una manera muy peligrosa. Entonces la policía decidió que era mejor no seguirlo con sus patrullas y solo seguirlo desde el helicóptero.
Yeah, so you can see the light changing drastically. And then when it's one light, it's one thing. When it's either dark or it's daylight, you know, that's one thing. But you're in dusk, and so your light is constantly changing, and so you got to constantly be adjusting, or it's constantly, you know, it's automatically adjusting as it goes.
Pero ha sido una persecución peligrosa en que la conductora
well, at least he's being considerate to people on bikes. That's nice.
Y discúlpenme por un segundo porque creo que va a dar vuelta aquí en la calle.
Like he's trying to turn. Oh my gosh.
Digo, no hay nadie más a bordo del autobús, solo el conductor que es un hombre.
Yeah.
La policía de Los Ángeles lo sigue persiguiendo aquí en el Valle de San Fernando.
Yeah, a little.
It would.
I mean,
Sherman Oaks, Valley Glen.
LA is such a car-centric place where New York City is so much tighter. This is not enough. Oh, is he bailing? He's bailing. He's bailing.
Very nonchalant here, kind of just trying to run away from.
Yep, bailing. He's on the run.
He's going into
he's going into the Home Depot. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So he's there in the garden section. He's going to be somewhere within the store, of course.
Just decided to go to Home Depot.
So what's going to happen now is that the airship, the LAPD airship, is going to guide some of the ground units this way so that they can start.
They will not.
Here's the
yep, they're going to set up a perimeter.
So
they're going
to set up all of the exits so that he will.
Yeah, they will not let him leave this Home Depot. I'm pretty sure. Unless he gets,
escape.
You know.
But we're going to keep a nice wide shot just in case he's able to get to one of those exits before an officer.
Yeah, if he can get out there, he can get through the building.
You saw it here. He simply pulled over. It was that easy. He pulled over.
Yep, pulled over and went into the thing. Oh.
He got out of
There's a good shot. Let's see.
And came towards.
Can I go back at all?
Depot where he ran inside. He went inside the nursery area there. And
let's see if I can go back. They just showed him coming in. Oh,
yeah, we're
are they seeing him?
On all sides here. Again, he entered through the nursery area.
Yeah.
And the only way out of the nursery area is right through the entrance where he came in. But the nursery does connect to the rest of the store.
Yep. Nursery does connect to the rest of the store. So
I didn't quite catch what type of bottoms he was wearing, but I of course, I couldn't miss that bright top. That like neon yellow top, long sleeve, and I believe he was wearing a hat as well. So he's
maybe had a hat.
The mistake that he may have made is that he ran to a Home Depot where there's no clothes. So it's not a situation where he's.
Well, here comes some more units. So.
Unless he puts on a hazmat suit, and he's definitely going to stand out if he's in that. That's for sure. But again, this is a busy store here in Panorama City.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Where you'll notice officers here are going to be at every entrance and exit.
Wow.
To try to find this guy. Of course, the store is going to have cameras. So if they're not able to quickly locate him, that's where they can turn their attention.
I mean, you think those are disconnected stores there, so The only chance is if you can get into the back.
Have,
Okay, so there comes the
bathroom. So there's lots of places.
Here comes the LAPD behind the back.
Possibly,
do have
tried to hide, but it is a very
do have a
store
shot
well.
of the back of it too. So there's the back area.
And just looking at the parking
lot, KTLA.
Of how many people are inside. So there's at least, at the minimum, there's at least 50 people inside. But you see officers, they're running in. They may have him proned out, is what we're hearing.
Oh, they might have got him.
Yeah, so contractor pickup there. That section of the store, we're hearing that they may have him proned out. So Saro's going to scoot forward a little bit to see if maybe we can sneak a peek there through the door there and see this guy. But yeah, what we're hearing across the scanner is that they do have him proned out.
Okay, looks like they might have got him.
Section,
oh my goodness, Mr. Run in a 15-passenger van. I'm going to steal a 15-passenger van from a children's hospital. And then I'm going to pull over and run into a Home Depot.
North of the Garden Center?
Oh. There's a whole bunch of officers just running in there. This is on the
here, you think?
ABC 7.
Okay, so what we heard
just
there
running.
From the police ship, he said that it was maybe this other entrance. So there's
this here.
Center here. That's the way he entered.
So we can see that.
I'm going to actually take the map off there because we don't need that anymore. And now we just wait.
And if we can do this, get double camera action. Do, do, do. There we go.
So I'm just scanning because they're saying that they.
So we got ABC 7 here. We got ABC 7 here. NBC here. Nobody's come out yet.
I think this might be it. Oh, there's his backpack. Is that it?
Yep, there he is.
The man of the hour. He just tried to change. Look at that.
Oh, look at it. He did take his yellow shirt off.
He took off his bright yellow shirt.
My goodness.
But, one of the officers has his backpack there, so that does match what we saw.
Oh, my goodness. Well. Okay, well, hey, thank you. We'll be live. We'll be live Friday night for sure. And not sure what we're going to do because I was going to film that my skit tomorrow, but my wife's plane got delayed. And so now she's stuck in where she's at for 2 more days. So I don't know that I'm going to get any filming done. So, but we'll have something fun on Friday. So thank you. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for coming out, and we'll move on. It looks like this thing has come to a head. So what else do we got? We were talking about Karen, her predicament. So let's see what else we got on the thing here. Let me move me back up. Oh, Mr. Vader sleeping. There we go. Have a great night. All right, let's see. What else do we have in the... What else did I bookmark from today? Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the interesting sideshow folks that has come about from this whole Karen Reed thing, and it's this Braden Carney. Now, you'll see a lot of the anti-Karen Reed folks have join dates of 22, 23, 23, 24, but mostly, late 22, late 23. And this one seems to be now. If you saw the thing where, Turtle Boy was attacked by, I think it was Jill Daniels, right? Is that her? I don't even want to know these people's names, but it showed her phone on. She was on the phone with this person, Braden Carney. It said it right there. So we know that most likely now, you can't be Benji. What's up, Benji? Everybody say hi to Benji. Yes, Benji's my buddy, and you probably see him on Friday night because he is my partner's boy. He'll come by and say hi on a podcast on Friday. So yeah, so Braden Carney, Chief Sharkman, really seems to be a pretty nasty person. There's been some, it likes to repost all these rumors and stuff about Karen, and then even goes as far as to post things about how she's not safe out of, she should be in prison instead of being out because, oh, look at this guy. Yeah. Anybody that unironically reposts Grant Smith Ellis is a complete moron. Sorry. You are. But as I've said, there's something in Massachusetts where their brains don't function like normal folks' brains. They just don't. And this is no exception. And the fact that when they were, somebody was attacking or at least yelling at Turtle Boy. I don't know. I don't really call that an attack. Oh, shoot. There we go. Braden Carney. So that lady was all up in his face, screeching and grabbing his phone, stealing his phone from him. On her phone, she was on the phone with somebody with the same name. So coincidence? It could be a coincidence, but I'm thinking it's not a coincidence. I'm thinking that was actually this person. So who is this? I mean, you wonder if the feds know who Braden Carney is. That like laugh out loud. Higgins is still gonna flip. It ain't over, son. It ain't over. There's still a whole lot to be played out in this whole saga. And if you think the feds are over, can't prove anything, but I would hope that they're still going on, especially if those tests and everything were just done, this year. Here's another one. This guy joined November of 22. Caught some of his stuff today, just like, these people are just kind of vile. Yellow belly dude. That guy's a weirdo, man. I mean, all these people are just, they're just not right. Right? Like this Kevin guy and this Grant guy. I mean, I don't know. It's just, they give off a vibe, man. They give off a vibe of like just creep factor, right? Both of them. I mean, this guy, this yellow belly dude, and Grant. I mean, it's like there's some definite just cognitive difficulties going on, and that's being nice. Those are some freak people, man. And this case is just this case has brought them out, right? Brought these people to the forefront, and it's brought our channel to the forefront. The videos that I've done has helped explode our channel. I say explode, it's not exploded by any means, but we have seen some really good growth, and I appreciate that. But man alive, some of these people just, and this is cases of stuff, something I've followed for quite a while, and it's fun to get into them and talk about them and follow these things and make videos about them, and try and, even if the subject matter is not the funniest, it still try and keep the humor in it, which is what I'm trying to do. But B needed to be uncomfortable, had to go to the other bed. All right. But yeah, I don't know. We hope that we'll see a resolution, especially to this case. And next week we've got the Baldwin case starting up, and that's going to be another crap show. The Baldwin case is going to be another just complete disaster. I mean, it is. It's going to be nuts. That case is going to be nuts. There's going to be, I mean, he's most likely, I caught bits and pieces of that last evidentiary hearing, and it, he's got multiple defense attorneys, and they all seem like they're going to be sharks, man. They're going to be they are going to go after, everything they can go after to try and get him off. There's going to be no holds barred in that trial. So that is going to be interesting to see. They're going to, the gun, was destroyed by the FBI in testing. And so that was a big part of the motions that they just passed. Oh, sorry, I was texting her. So yeah, it's that trial is going to be interesting, and then you got the whole thing in. I mean, what is going on in Georgia? I mean, the Georgia, that camera just a little bit there. Georgia is crazy too. Atlanta, you got all the stuff with Fannie Willis and her boyfriend, and that whole case with the former president's on hold, and then you got the Young Thug thing, which is in her jurisdiction. That's she's the DA for all of that, and so she's involved in that. You got the judge just having this ex parte hearing in his chambers that there's we know you're gonna lie, just get up on the stand, just, tell us what we want to hear and you'll be okay. I mean, that was all weird, and not having the defense there. I mean, I don't know. I know a couple of people have gone through the transcript of that whole ex parte hearing, and it's like, whoa, that's just some shady stuff. So everything's just weird. And then we hear today that here is MSNBC breaking news earlier. And this is earlier today. This is not breaking news now, but this was breaking news earlier on MSNBC. So, if it's coming from MSNBC and they're talking about this, then they just can't hide it anymore, right? So we get this report.
Breaking news. We're now learning that Hunter Biden is attending some of the president's meetings at the White House, staying close to his father post-debate.
Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is attending meetings with the President of the United States. I mean,
NBC's Monica Alba is reporting from Washington, D.C. What more can you tell us, Monica?
Well, these are new details coming into our team, Chris, along with my colleagues, Kristen Welker, Mike Memley, and Sarah Fitzpatrick.
Okay, so they're doing 4 source reporting. So they got four different reporters have picked this up, and they are confirming what they're hearing.
We have learned from sources familiar with the situation at the White House that Hunter Biden has been by his father's side ever since they were at Camp David this weekend as a family, where they had some discussions about the president's potential path forward here. So
the president, you know what happened at the debate. He was exposed at the debate. Everybody saw exactly what they've been. I mean, it's not. The only people that are surprised, it seems, are the media, and they're completely shocked. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that they hid this from us. What? Who hid what from you? Nothing was hidden from you. This has been on display for months. We've seen this, and you're telling me that this is a surprise? I'm okay. So maybe the performance at the debate. I mean, maybe it was a surprise that it was that bad, right? Maybe the surprise was we knew that there was some issues going on, but we didn't know that it was that bad. Now,
and his re-election campaign, and that since he returned from Camp David last evening with his father, we understand that Hunter Biden has even joined some meetings and conversations that have taken place between the president and some of his most senior advisors. And
so we were told that Hunter Biden's laptop had all of the signs Russian disinformation back in 2020. That all of those signs, that laptop had signs of Russian disinformation, and we couldn't trust it. And then we find out that it's actually accurate. All of it was accurate. In fact, it was so accurate that the government used it in a case against Hunter Biden that they just recently got him on felony convictions, correct?
Senior staff. And while we should note that it's not unusual for Hunter Biden to be at the White House, to be in the residence, to be attending certain White House events, which we have certainly seen time and time again over the last 3.5 years, where we have seen photos of him. And
so now we have a confirmed crackhead, drug addict, felon that was basically influence peddling. I mean, there's no other way that a person that was on that many drugs had any reason to be on the board of directors for an oil company in Ukraine or on a Chinese board, except to introduce them to
where he has appeared in public. It is unusual.
So, we've got all that. He's used his influence to enrich his family and himself,
well, according to
which he then spent on drugs. And now he's in meetings with top staff to decide how things run in the country.
To the people we spoke with, for him to be participating at this level and to have the sort of regularity of some of these contacts and conversations with senior staff, we understand, again, since returning yesterday from.
So, I mean, is this going to continue, or
Camp David, where they were more huddled as a family, to now as the president has resumed some of his more traditional meetings at the White House with those key advisors?
I mean, where are we? What is going on? Hunter Biden is now meeting with senior staff at the White House and making, I don't know, is he making what does this mean? What else is there? And so, I mean, we've gotten here. We've let ourselves get here, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to bring up our channel. When I started this channel, all the way back. Now, this channel was created because we're writing a show and we're recording this pilot, and we're doing it on no budget. So it takes a long time when you have no budget and you work a full-time job and you try and shoot, scenes here and there when you can. So it's taking a long time, but we're getting there, right? We've got a lot of stuff, but one of the things I wanted to do when I started this whole channel was I wanted to go through the Constitution, and I did. And you will find on our channel, let's see, let me go back. You will find on our channel, there we go, every article of the Constitution. Article 1, finish up Article 1. Article 1. Why Article 1? That Article 1 is the longest. We got Constitution number 1, footnote, preamble, Article 2. I wanted to keep the times down on these things. So the fifth one, we finally got to Article 2, and then the sixth one, we got to Article 3. So it took 4 videos to do Article 1. What is Article 1 of the Constitution? Article 1 of the Constitution sets up the legislative branch, right? It sets up Congress, and it really lays out the goals of what Congress is supposed to be, right? And what their job is, what their function is, and so in the framers' minds, they took the longest sections of the Constitution to set up the legislative branch. So, there's a lot of duties and stuff, and there's, they lay out entering in the treaties and all of the stuff that is supposed to be done by the legislative branch. But the legislative branch, over time, especially in order to try and keep themselves being reelected, have given their power over to the executive branch, right? They've just, and then that was the whole thing with the Chevron deference and the Supreme Court ruling here recently, and why everybody's like, what are we going to do now? Because, the Chevron deference was more of the leaning out of the responsibilities of the legislative branch and giving it more over to the executive branch. And so when the Supreme Court's now come out and said, hey, no, Congress has to play a bigger role, this is why the originalists, I guess, on the Supreme Court have said, let's get back to this. The problem is people think that they can't get reelected if they actually, pass laws, and they think they can't get reelected if they actually do something. So they don't. They instead give their power over to the executive branch. And so it's happened for a long, long time. And, obviously this 1787. So, a couple hundred years that we've been doing this. So things do change. But now we've come to 2024. We've had Congress give over their powers, a lot of their powers, to the president and the executive branch. And we see a person that is president that is suffering from some kind of cognitive disability or some type of age, whether it's Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever. There's something going on. It cannot be denied. It just can't. And so we have that guy who's the actual president, and now we have his son who was not elected, and his wife who was not elected, making the decisions. Are they making the decisions? Are they talking to him to try and help him make decisions? I understand having advisors, but yeah, I don't know. We're just in a weird place. And this, I don't want to do politics. I used to really follow politics, but it's hard to follow now. It's hard to take anybody seriously. We've got so many issues that need to be fixed. No one person, and I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this, is that no one person is going to be able to fix these things. Right? We need a concerted effort from all of us. We need a concerted effort from Congress. We need a concerted effort from our systems that are in place, because God knows there's a ton of them, but they all need to be working correctly. And right now they're not working for we the people. They're working for we the corporations. They're they're working for we the lobbyists, right? I was wondering, what if a bunch of people got together and we got ourselves a lobbyist, right? Like we all pooled our money and everybody put in like we get, there's 300 million people in this country, and there's got to be like let's say there's 10 or 15 million of us, right, that have an idea that we should really get some stuff done, right? So we all kind of pooled our money and we put in, $100 a month or whatever, and we get our own lobbyist, right? And then we have them lobby the federal government to say, hey, maybe your monopoly folks should take a look at some of these companies that are, have their hands in everything, right? Like, they used to break up these monopolies, right? Well, they haven't done it in a while. They just keep letting it happen. Right? So let's get together and get our own lobbyist, right? Yeah, anyway. We can do it. Dang it. Yeah. Not this week though. Maybe next week. We'll try. We'll start next week. But anyway, back to this. So now we've got a crackhead, for lack of a better term. Hunter Biden is a crackhead. And you've got here's I thought this was interesting that Dana Bash, who was the moderator the other night, her husband, Jeremy Bash, he was one of the 51 members of the whole intelligence community that signed that letter that said, oh no, Hunter's laptop is that. I can't trust that.
This looks like Russian intelligence. This
Yeah,
walks like
see, there
Russian
we
intelligence.
go.
This talks like Russian intelligence. This effort by Rudy Giuliani and the New York Post and Steve Bannon to cook up.
Yeah, Jeremy Bash, Dana Bash's husband, just, you know, former chief of staff, former CIA guy, Department of Defense, you know, just he's looking out for you. He is really on your side.
Dirt on Joe Biden looks like a classic Russian playbook disinformation campaign. That is
Classic Russian playbook disinformation campaign. Thank you,
assessment, by the
thank
way,
you,
is
Mr.
not my
Jeremy
assessment.
Bash, and your wife being the moderator of the presidential debate the other night. That's
the assessment of the Trump intelligence community leadership, who in August of this year put out a statement saying that Andrei Durkash and Russian intelligence were trying to denigrate Joe Biden. And then the next
So those two things are,
month in September, Steve Mnuchin at the Treasury Department put out a statement saying that Durkash is a known Russian intelligence operative and has been for the last decade. So when the intelligence community goes in and warns Donald Trump that Rudy Giuliani is being worked over by Russian intelligence, and then Rudy Giuliani suddenly comes forward with these mysteriously created emails, probably hacked through a Russian intelligence operation.
Russian intelligence operation.
We have to acknowledge the fact that the President of the United States is supporting, is condoning, is welcoming a Russian intelligence operation.
The DOJ in the recent Hunter Biden trial used the Hunter Biden laptop against Hunter Biden. They 100% said that laptop was authentic, that the emails in that laptop were authentic, that laptop was authentic. And I don't even want to get into the degenerate stuff that was going on with that guy, right? So you've got an influence peddling degenerate crackhead, but now he's changed and he's not looking out for us. He's looking out for you. Now Hunter Biden is all about you, and he's in the room with his dad making decisions as the president of the United States. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. I don't. I don't know what to say. I have no words to just, I mean, how much more absurdity can we deal with, right? We just went through a trial of complete absurdity that ended with a hung jury, right? The the stuff that the government introduced in that trial was absurd. Their evidence was absurd. And they still convinced at least a few people, we don't know exactly how many, but they still convinced at least a few people that she was guilty of something, because they wouldn't have been hung jury if they didn't think she was guilty of something, right? Then we have that debate performance the other night, where now the narratives come out, well, it was just a bad night. He just had a bad night at a debate. No, that was not a bad night. Yeah. And now it's come out that the family got together and now they're going to rally around Joe and be right by his side during important meetings in the Oval Office. Oh my goodness. Bill Maher is pretty funny. I like this from Bill. It says, and I don't know if you can read that. Let me blow it up a little bit, see if I can get that a little bigger for us. I see that Hunter Biden, who foremost is urging his father to stay, and when has he ever made a bad decision? Right? Hunter is not known for making bad decisions. No, not at all. He makes he's just only the best decisions. Just the best decisions. I make the best decisions. I promise. Promise I make the best decisions. All right. Well, you know what? Going about an hour and a half. It's 8 o'clock here. I'm gonna go make some dinner. And then I was planning on, since we'll see what's going on in the news tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow night. I was going to film tomorrow night, but since, like I said, my wife's stuck and got all discombobulated with the whole airplane thing. So I'm not going to be able to stream, or not going to be able to film tomorrow night. So maybe we'll stream tomorrow night just to keep it going, because I want to keep doing this. Maybe we'll stream and we'll go over this. This is what I was going to film. It was my idea. I've been bouncing this bit around for a while, and I didn't know if it was going to be like a stand-up bit or if I was going to do it as a skit. And I decided to do it as a skit. It's basically the concept of Airbnb has got to be one that people were sitting around getting stoned and going, man, I just thought of a great company. What if we started a bed and breakfast company, but we use everybody else's house and they paid us to let people stay at their house? I mean, come on. That's like the ultimate stoner's dream. We're going to start a company. We're going to start a B&B, a bed and breakfast. We're going to start hundreds of bed and breakfasts. But they're going to bed and breakfast. They were unemployed because they got fired because they were doing too many drugs. That's why they were unemployed architects. It wasn't because they couldn't find work. It's because they were doing too many drugs. That's all right. So maybe not, but it's still, it's the perfect stoner dream, right? We're going to start this company. We're going to let other people pay us to let people stay in their rooms in their other houses. We're going to set up this crazy system where, you can get as a super host, but you got to get all these great reviews. And if you get one bad review, it could get sank. The reason I thought this up is because, when you look at Reddit, and you look at like the Airbnb hosts and the Airbnb Reddit. And now I was, disclaimer, I realize that there are thousands and thousands of Airbnb transactions that happen every day, and most of them go off without a hitch. But man, there are some weird ones that come up, and people don't go to Reddit. People don't go to Airbnb Reddit because they had a wonderful experience and they want to tell everybody about their wonderful experience. They're going to go to Airbnb Reddit and talk about the rodents that were in their place, or the cameras that they found, or X. So I just thought it would be a fun skit to kind of go through. I don't know. I'm Airbnb is just, it's kind of a weird concept to me. So, but and it's it's gotten to the point where governments are always trying to get in on it, and So anyway, I'm going to film this skit. We're going to do it this weekend. So maybe we'll go over the script tomorrow. Check it out. See how the script plays. I think it's a funny concept. There's a whole lot to point and laugh about Airbnb and how it was founded and just the whole concept. Like I said, you got Turo now. You got the people, renting out their own car, and you got the vacation rental by owner. Now, I've not stayed in a B&B, Airbnb, not stayed in a vacation rental by owner, but I have used twice now the RV sharing websites, right? So you can, people buy an RV, and then they'll like I think the one I used was I can't remember it now. What is it? It is outdoorsy, and I have had a really good experience twice now on outdoorsy renting RVs. So the concept works, as long as you're respectful and you can tell on some of these places where there's a whole bunch of them and people buy like a whole bunch, or it's from a business, or the two that I've rented, the RVs that I've rented, were both just private citizens kind of thing. It wasn't, it was just kind of, they rent them out to make a little extra money. And so it was a cool experience. So had a good experience both times. So it does work. But yes, thank you very much for everybody that's tuned in. We had some fun. We watched a little police chase, talked about some of the weirdness going on with the Reed hung jury thing. Talked a little Hunter Biden, and yeah, tomorrow night we'll just see what's in the news. We'll just keep this thing going. Plan to get on here for an hour or so and mess around. And yeah, maybe we'll go through the script, see if it's actually decent, or what we can tweak. I think it's about right. I'm shooting for like 3-4 minutes, and I think as we go along, I mean, it's hard to like read a script and then without reading it in character. So, but everybody's got some different things that they'll bring to it as we film it. So anyway, all right, tacos. It is Taco Tuesday. I went to the store earlier and bought taco stuff. I am going to go make tacos. I bid you all adieu. Thank you for tuning in, and I think we'll probably see you tomorrow night. So everybody have a wonderful evening,